I have a feeling that something really bad is gonna happen very soon. I don't know what, but I just have this feeling that something bad is gonna happen. No, I mean, and welcome. My name is Yuusha Anime, and welcome back to Sweetest Monster. We're on day number 5. If I remember just by this, which I don't, the chapter's called, the day's called Happy Families. I have no idea what is going to happen today, but I have a feeling that Belle is going to do something as we are going up to Whitby. Something's gonna happen, and it's not gonna be pretty. So guys, eat your sugar. There we go, ready to start now, for real. If I can avoid belching, anyway.
Robin, did you remember to pack the picnic hamper?
I'm doing that, Sally dearest. Just wait a second. We're busy packing. The hamper is a cute little knick-knack made of wicker. It looks like something Red Riding Hood might carry, skipping through the forest on her way to see her sick grandmother. Sally tried her hardest to make today as perfect as possible. She woke up at 6 AM on the dot, when the birds began to chirp on the telephone poles to prepare this meal for the 3 of us, our happy family. It's 6:30 in the morning now, the sun sleepily peeking out through the clouds, and we're all dressed ready to face a new day. This is the UK, we're lucky if we can get sunshine. Hold on a second, if I could get a picture of how rainy it is today and how miserable it is, I will show you what Britain looks like. Because trust me, it's not that great at the second. Weather-wise, anyway. Even Melody is awake before noon, a rarity for her on weekends. She sits at the table, doubled over like a tomato plant that's come loose from its supports. She nurses a cup of coffee in her pale hands, hiding behind her curtains of long black hair, so it's hard to see her face. Well, at least she's awake. That's something, I suppose. Yeah, that's definitely a good thing. Yeah. Oh, that was loud. Okay, hello. I take the basket with me and nudge my way out through the front door. The boot of the car is already open, loaded with umbrellas and raincoats. Wait, did we leave the whole boot open the whole entire time that we was doing the food? Wouldn't you be concerned if somebody come to rob it? Hold on a second. It seems like a bit of an odd mix. Packing items used to protect oneself from the rain and a picnic basket plus blanket. They seem mutually exclusive somehow. Well, you're prepared for anything. Oh well, if Sally wants to have a picnic in the rain, I suppose that's what we'll have. Soggy or not, Sally's sandwiches always taste nice. I deposit the basket in the boot alongside the umbrellas, then turn back toward the house. Actually, speaking about sandwiches, I actually had some just a second ago. Chicken, mayo, and I think it was Bramley pickle sandwiches with tiger bread. Lovely. I don't make it more than 3 paces, however, when I pause. Something soft rubbing against my leg. A distinctly familiar sensation. It's a cat. It's a cat. It's a cat. A black cat. I know right away that isn't Belle. Belle's eyes were far greener than that. I thought it was Belle for a second. I was worried. But the cat still catches me off guard. It feels like an omen. A portent of misfortune.
Robin, what are you doing?
I jump guiltily, though I don't know why I feel guilty. I'm not doing anything wrong. Oh, nothing. Just got a little waylaid, that's all.
Waylaid?
I start to panic. Why am I panicking? There's nothing suspicious about being nuzzled by a cat, is there?
Oh, I see you made a friend. How cute.
Yeah, I guess I'm pretty popular. A real ladies' man. Cringy.
I've seen a black cat not a lot like this one hanging around the neighborhood lately.
Oh, you have you?
It was the most peculiar thing. Such bright green eyes.
You don't say. That would explain why Belle seems to know almost everything about me. Does she slink around my front garden? Oh god, this is going full-blown stalker. Oh. Okay, bad touch. Trying to peer into our windows? The thought is unsettling.
I haven't seen the cat with bright green eyes for a while now, though. I think she was a stray. Didn't have a collar. I bet she was abandoned, the poor thing.
Sally sighs.
People really are horrible. They think a cat is something for Christmas, but can't commit to them for life. I feel sorry for her.
If only you knew. If only you knew. If Sally hates people who can't commit to keeping a pet, I'd hate to know what she would think about me. I can't even commit to my own wife. Oh dear. But I can't tell. I don't tell Sally this. I can't. There's just no way. She'd think I've lost my mind. For a few brief moments, I wonder if I have. I wouldn't blame you. A lot of crazy stuff has happened the past couple of days. The drive to Whitby is more or less uneventful. Millie sits in the back seat of the car, curled up on herself with her head against the window, but she doesn't say anything. I didn't expect her to. I could see her face in the rearview mirror every once in a while. She's plugged into her MP3 player, the tiny buds crammed into her ears, leaving not a single cranny for extraneous noise to filter in from the outside world. She's listening to her music, whatever it is, at such a high volume I can't hear it. I can hear it, sorry. That makes sense if it didn't. I'm an idiot, sorry. Just faintly, in the front of the car. I wonder what kind of music Melly likes. I don't know because I've never asked her. There's so much about my own daughter I don't know. I sighed, tapping my fingers against the steering wheel. At least we're all together. Sally, Melly and me. We sit underneath the same roof, brought together inside this tiny tin can of a car. That has to count for something, right? I'll make it count for something. I'm going on a family trip. Today isn't about me, it's about my daughter. I don't want to be selfish anymore. Hey, maybe the weather will be nice after all. I tried to engage Sally in light conversation, peering out through the front window at the road. Everything looks slightly discoloured though. Through the glass, sorry. Why am I reading so badly recently? It makes the motorway look even greyer than usual. It's kind of depressing. At least the sun is shining. The sun has never seen fit to make an entrance during our previous family outings to Whitby. Maybe it was struck down with stage fright. Maybe. I wonder if this is a good sign. An omen. Not that I believe in omens. I didn't, at least until I met Belle. Sally, however, doesn't seem to share my optimism. Instead, she crosses one leg over the other. Her eyes narrowed.
Just you wait, Robin. We'll need those umbrellas soon enough.
Alright, we'll see about that. I'll bet you £10, Sally Pally.
Okay, you're on. Let's see who's right.
Smiling smugly to herself, Sally leans back into her seat and stares out the window. Oh, at least we're actually conversing with the family at last.
By the way, Robin.
Yeah?
You owe me £10.
Oh, bollocks, we lost. And we're standing out in the rain without umbrellas, of course. Alright, alright. That sounds like pleased with yourself. Did you want it to start raining?
I didn't, but I had a feeling it might. It rained every other time we came here. I didn't see a reason for it to change now.
So you were going by past experience, were you?
Yes. That and the fact it clearly said it was going to rain on the news this morning.
I take a step backwards as though wounded, my eyes comically wide. You mean you were cheating this whole time?
I wouldn't call it cheating. It's more like using whatever resources you have at hand to ensure your victory.
Well, she did see it before we had this competition, so you can use however many pretty words you want, Sally Pally, but it sounds like cheating to me. They'd throw you out of Vegas on the spot for sure. Sally only smiles, nudging me in the side with her elbow.
It's a good thing we aren't in Vegas then, isn't it?
Oh, you're evil. Practically the evil incarnate.
And isn't that why you married me?
Maybe it was. I have always been something of a masochist, I'll admit. Wow, okay, we're coming straight out with this. Okay, Robin is a masochist. We've now got that notified. Any child who willingly dedicated hours upon hours of playing Elise in their grandfather's dusty old study must have had some masochistic tendency stuck away somewhere. Elise is one of the hardest little piano pieces to play. Oh my. It's just not possible to focus on such a grueling task without a touch of masochism, particularly when making music is not that rewarding. Yeah, I'm partly masochistic, I guess. I play OS. And it is painful sometimes. I'm not gonna lie. Not instantly, at least. You have to work on it. Kind of like marriage. I wonder if the wedding banged on my finger is another strike against me. The three of us, Sally, Melly, and I, are trampling dutifully around the ruined Whitby Abbey, located high up on its hill. As Sally predicted, the rain still hasn't let up. It isn't particularly strong rain, more like a light ever-present mist, but it's enough to make me shiver all the same. Thank goodness Sally had the foresight to pack those umbrellas, otherwise we'd look like a family of drowned rats. Given the rain, Whitby Abbey is devoid of tourists. I suppose most people don't fancy wandering around a bunch of old ruins, even if they are very, very old ruins, when there's a chance they might get wet. I don't really mind. It makes everything seem more private. This abbey has a long history. Apparently, it's where Bram Stoker came to draw his inspiration for Dracula. I did not know that. Is that true? I'm actually curious about that now. I wonder. I turn, examining the stone walls and vaulted arches that seem to grow out of the muddy ground. Without a roof, the abbey doesn't look like a real building. I could just as well be in the ruins of Atlantis. It's wet enough. Well, I don't think we're surrounded by water quite yet. Stranded on this hill, pelted by the rain, will I also have an encounter with a pale-skinned, blood-sucking monster? A few days ago, I would have shaken my head at this foolish fancy and snorted at my own self-indulge. Now, however, it doesn't seem too far beyond the realms of possibility. I have already met Belle, and she's about as vampy as they come. Minus the sharp incisors, of course. Wait, how do we know they're sharp? Wait. Did we catch our tongue in it or something? I'm confused. The wind is beginning to pick up. It whips at the umbrella held in my hand, threatening to blow it inside out. I hate it when it happens. It's so embarrassing. Particularly when other people start to stare at you in the street, as though it's never happened to them. Fortunately, Melly, Sally and I are the only ones here. If I fail to control my wild umbrella, grappling with it as a bullfighter might attempt to avoid the horns of their designated bull. Bullfighting is bloody dangerous as hell. I've seen some videos of it go wrong. Jesus. Nobody else will be around to see me fall in the line of duty. I think I might have mixed my similes up a little there. Just slightly. Not too badly. It wasn't that bad, but... Well, I'm not a translator like Sally. I'm just a music teacher. Oh, she's a translator. Okay, that's why she's got an at-home job. That makes sense. Being a translator is hard work, apparently. Speaking of Melly, I'm not sure where she is. I think she went off on her own to explore the ruins. I didn't get a chance to talk to her, but I swear she was smiling. That at least was a comfort. I still think it's Melly.
Hey, Robin.
I was so engrossed in my thoughts, I almost forgot Sally was here. Don't forget about your wife being here, she got the fine gap, you know. Maybe it's because of this hill. High places do that to me. They draw me into my own personal little reverie, and I start to blank everything else out. Sorry, excuse me. What is it, Sal?
I'm not really a fan of all this rain. I think I might go to Green's.
The tea shop?
Of course I mean the tea shop. Where else would I mean?
That's a fair point. Three of us have been coming here on family trips for years and years now. I know Green's almost as well as I know the back of my own hand. And when I say it, that cliche means something. Do you know what's sad? These guys have been on more holidays than me. Damn. They've been on way more holidays as a family than I have at all. I think I've been on like 5-6 holidays in my lifetime. Never abroad though, never abroad. Most people don't spend all that much time examining their hands, but most people aren't pianists like me. If you play the piano, you get into the habit of paying more attention to your hands than other people. They're kind of an important component of your craft. Yeah, I've noticed that as well when I was playing drums. It's I don't know what it is, but you pay more attention to your actual hands or your feet as well. For me with drums, because I'm using both my hands and my feet. So I understand where he's coming from in that one. That one, yeah, you do actually pay more attention to your hands. I haven't played the piano much lately though, not properly. In any case, Green's is a humble little cafe only a short walk away from the Abbey, at the base of the sloping hill and by the river. The interior decor is mainly comprised of wood, and it has that comforting, homey smell that seems strangely absent from the chains like Starbucks and Costa. That's why I love little cafes, that's why I like them. Some of the people in little cafes in the area are amazing. And it just has that little welcome feeling to it. Whereas Starbucks and Costa, you can almost go to them anywhere and it can't really be like home because there's not just one of it. Though I like greens, I find myself frowning regardless. I thought this was meant to be a family trip.
It is a family trip, but more than that, wasn't this supposed to be a Robin and Melly bonding exercise?
I open my mouth, close it again. I can't argue with that, Sally's right. Yes, you got me there.
Unfortunately, it seems the two of you haven't done all that much talking. Maybe not, but at least we're within a mile radius of each other. That's saying something. That may be, but you haven't...
Wait, was that me? Maybe not, but at least we're within a mile radius of each other. That's saying something. Okay. Sorry, I done the wrong voice.
That may be, but you haven't said anything to her yet, have you?
Out at the back of my neck. Yeah, sure say it like it is, Sal.
That's because I'm a realist. I see things how they truly are. I don't get lost in my daydream like you, Robin.
And again, she has another point. Sal's always been made of stronger stuff than me, though she does so often favour those soft pastel-coloured shirts.
Anyway, I think you and Millie need some time alone. Try to talk to her a little. Ask her some questions. I think she'll appreciate it.
I can hardly tell Sally that the thought of interacting with my own daughter fills me with dread. My stomach feels cold, like I've just swallowed a mouthful of dirty water from the bottom of a well. God. Come on, do it! Come on! We need to talk to her, because the moment we talk to her, I think we're going to find out some interesting stuff. I gulp. Well, we all need to face up to our fears eventually. I know deep down what I'm scared of isn't Melly. Not really. It's disappointing her. No man wants to be a disappointment to their only child. In my own enduring cowardice, I must have decided being distant was better. I was wrong, of course. I often am. Right. You're right, Sal. I'll try to talk to her. And we couldn't have picked a more miserable day to do it either. Well, yeah, it is raining, but what more can we do? She asked to come here. That's just me, though. I don't like the rain, but I think Melly does. Maybe that's because when it rains, fewer people go outside. It might be hard trying to talk to Melly now, though. She isn't here. I lent her my keys a couple of minutes ago. She said she left something in the car. Maybe her umbrella? Hold on a minute. Okay, Bill's going to be coming up in a second. I guarantee it now. Bill's around the corner.
Good. I know it might be hard, but taking the first step is important.
I laugh awkwardly, rubbing the back of my neck with one hand. I didn't tell her, but Sally still knew what I was thinking. I wonder how. Women's intuition? Mars and Venus aligning somewhere up there in space? Or maybe it's something softer, quieter, rather more understated than that. I think she just knows you really well, Robin. She knows how I feel because she cares about me. Yes, she does. Even though she was, I think she was instigating some other things behind his back, which I do believe, but as much as I don't want to. She loves me. Sometimes I do wonder, but nobody understands me like Sally does. Sally Pally.
Now,
Sally holds her hand out, the palm facing heavenwards.
About that £10 you owe me?
That was funny though. I laugh at her audacity, I can't help myself. You're so ruthless. If you kept being a translator, you should be a lawyer.
No, thank you. I'd feel too guilty extorting other people.
But you have no qualms about extorting your husband.
That's different. You vowed that you would always love me. Come hell or high water.
Doesn't stop most of the celebrities you read about in those gossip magazines. Doesn't stop most of the kids' parents at school either. You're right, it certainly didn't stop Arabella. Wait, I was waiting for her name to pop up again.
Yes, well, you just tried to divorce me, Robin. Hell hath no fury, you know. I know.
With a small smile, I take my wallet out of my pocket and hand the money over to Sam. Do you know what? This is probably the happiest Robin's ever been with his family in a long time. This right here. As much as he may have committed a sin, even though he didn't do it himself. Here you go, don't spend it all at once.
Thank you kindly.
Sally takes the money out of my hand and slips into the slightly crumpled £10 note into her back pocket. Oh yeah, if none of you in America know, we actually had our currency slightly changed. Even though it is pounds, we've now got plastic notes. And I've got to say, I'm not a big fan of them. The only one that's kind of still in the old material that it is now is the £20 and the £50 notes. And I think the £20 one's already got a plan for that one to be done up. So, yeah, that's happened. I watched, framed by the ruins of Whitby Abbey, as Sally walks down the hill. Her blonde bun pinned on the top of her head bounces with every single step she takes. Even after all these years, she's still the same old Sally I married, my Sally Pally. Do you know what? That was the best conversation the two have had the entire game. That was the best. I shake my head, sighing. Guilt creeps out upon me. An almost palpable thing with cold, cold hands that make me shiver. What on earth am I doing to Sally? To Melly? This needs to stop. I need to stop it all now. What started out as an innocent distraction has gone too far, and I'm starting to get scared. I must be scared, otherwise I wouldn't be shaking like this.
So she's finally gone. Thank God. I thought she was never going to leave.
And she's here. Oh God! Hello, Belle! I feel those familiar hands. No longer a figment of my imagination, but unquestionably, unabashedly real. Loop around my back. Their touch sends shards of ice shooting through my blood, chilling it more effectively than cold water ever could. Belle. I don't turn around. I stand there staring out at the roofs of the houses spread beneath me like a blanket. Is it just my imagination, or has the wind started to pick up again? It feels even colder than it did before. So you came back?
Of course I did. I said that I would, didn't I? I'm always with you wherever you go.
That's odd. I thought cats didn't like the rain.
I don't. That's why I'm not going to stay here long. It's making my hair frizz.
I would hate for royalty like you to ruin your hair over a peasant like me. Perhaps you should take your leave.
Are you telling me to go, Robin?
That might be. It might be easier that way.
Sure, it might be easier, but I'm not going to do what you want just because it'll make things easier. That's a terrible way to talk to a woman, Robin. Particularly a woman who's in love with you.
Now look here. Yep. Wait, what? She's slightly different. Break free from Belle's icy cold grasp and inhale the cool rain-splattered air greedily. There's something about Belle's presence, even when I can't see her face. That's so overwhelming it's hard for me to think straight. Being embraced by her white skinny arms feels like sinking slowly into the bottom of a dark black sea. It's suffocating. Spine-chilling, I might say, if this were a Hammer Household horror production, which it isn't. Thank heaven for small mercies. Thank goodness for that. She's really dressed differently, like a Victorian girl, actually. Belle stands there, looking much the same as ever. She's foregone her school uniform today. Suppose that makes sense given it's a Saturday, and instead wears a dark coat. The coat looks familiar for some reason, but I can't quite place it. So does the umbrella she's holding, shielding her hair from the rain. Where is this umbrella? That's definitely Melody. I know it now, that's Melody. You can't trick me, that's Melody! The umbrella is pretty cute now that I look a little more closely. It's black, emblazoned with a pattern of repeating white rectangles. Is it fashioned after a piano? I bought Melly an umbrella like that a long time ago, when I first started teaching her how to play. I don't think she ever used it though. I don't know if I blame her. It was presumptuous of me, just like her name.
I think you're the one who needs to look here, Robin.
Belle's eyes are just as green as ever, so bright they pierce through the gloom. In the darkness, they almost seem to glow.
This can't work anymore, Robin. You know it can't.
What do you mean?
You can't play at being a good husband and a father whilst being my beloved at the same time.
Beloved?
Do you really need to question that? I already told you that I love you.
You did, but I don't know. Maybe you were just playing around. Oh shit.
Playing around?
Belle raises one eyebrow, gone after her mischievous smiles. Her light-hearted laughter. I kinda miss it. I don't like this new Belle. Serious and intense with those huge eyes that refuse to blink no matter how long I stare into them.
That's so sad. Even though I explain my feelings to you, you still don't understand. You don't understand at all.
I've always been rather dense. Sally was the one who asked me out first. She was chasing after me for weeks and I didn't realise.
Like I care about Sally, like you care. Stop trying to fool yourself. She's my wife. So what? That doesn't mean anything. Why should you care about your wife when you have me?
Oh, shit. Okay, here we go. But I've known Sally for almost 18 years.
And you know me for 30.
It isn't the same, Belle.
No, it isn't. It's not the same because she doesn't love you the way I love you. She can only love you as a human woman can, complaining and insulting and always finding faults. People are all like that. They're so concerned with their own shortcomings that they pick on one another to make themselves feel better. It's not real happiness, though, no matter what they tell themselves. It's all fake, hollow and empty. People are all hollow and empty. I'm not like that. I love you for who you are. I've loved you from the moment I met you.
Oh no. Uh-oh. Shit's gonna go down very soon. I gasp. All of a sudden I feel a sensation against my neck. It's warm despite the cold. The cold wind that laces through my skin, my very bloodstream. Belle is standing behind me. I can feel her chest pressed against my back, her body flush against mine, like two pieces of a puzzle slotted together. Gone is her umbrella. I see it out of the corner of my eye. Eyes lying, discarded on the floor. It's a shame, I like that umbrella. It's just like the one I got Melly. There's so much around Melly. It's hard to talk, hard to even think. There are lips against my chin, my collarbone training down my neck. Belle is pressing kisses against my skin fervently, hungrily, as though trying to claim every bit of my body for my body for her own. I feel like a heroine in a horror story, like poor Lucy Westenra, who had her blood drained by Bram Stoker's mysterious account. I was right. I don't need a vampire. I already have a demon of my very own, who's doing her hardest to drag me down with her into hell. The burning kisses combined with the icy rain make me tremble. My knees feel weak. I can hardly stand. It feels good. I'm sickened with myself that it feels so good. It does. I can't help it. It's hard to breathe. I taste the rain on my tongue. All of a sudden, I recall what happened years and years ago, when I was trying to tread water in Great Aunt Claris's lake, even though my head kept bobbing under and I couldn't feel my fingertips anymore. I'm drowning again. I almost gave my life for Belle 30 years ago. Now she's come back to finish the job.
I told you before, Robin.
Belle draws her lips away from my neck, her fingers digging into my shoulders. I'm slightly unsettled here. I feel her breath against my bruised skin, sticky with saliva and the falling rain, and it makes me tremble all the more.
I'm a selfish girl. I don't like sharing.
Another kiss.
I'm the most selfish girl who ever lived and who ever shall live. I can't stand watching you and your wife together like that, both of you smiling. It turns my stomach. It makes me want to kill her.
Belle, I wish I could reply with something. Anything, but I can't. It's not possible. Words die in my throat, lost amongst the sounds of the wind and the rain and the soft, sucking noises of Belle's lips against mine. She's giving me a love bite. I wonder if this will leave a bruise. How will I explain that to Sally? Maybe I could tell her Count Dracula got me? The real one, not Bela Lugosi, who is dead after all. Well, yeah. If you say the actual original Count Dracula, you'll know he's very much dead. That'll probably be more believable than the truth.
Please, Robin.
Belle nips my flesh.
Make up your mind. You need to choose between the two of us. It's rude to string two women along like this. If you're not careful, you'll break my heart.
Why? Why now all of a sudden?
I don't know. Maybe it's because I kissed you already. It made me realize something.
What exactly?
That I'm tired of waiting around for you. I waited more than 30 years just so we could talk. Give a girl a break. I'm going crazy here.
You're going crazy. I laugh. It sounds more like a choked gasp than anything. What do you mean? What do you think you're doing to me?
Well, I wonder.
Belle giggles, her voice light and sing-song, and presses yet another kiss to my neck. Oh dear. I turn, shaking. My body is far too heavy. It's hard for me to move. It doesn't do what I want it to do. I swear it isn't my fault. She was the one who came onto me. Yeah, right. Like that excuse ever holds up in court. There's a good reason for it too. That's because most people don't know about spirits or demons or whatever Belle actually is. I'd look like a deluded freak if I tried to explain this in any rational way. There's no rational explanation to give. My breathing is ragged. My chest rises and falls. No matter how hard I inhale, I can't get enough oxygen to my brain. My skin is still prickling.
So please, make up your mind soon, Robin. But remember...
Belle tilts her head to one side and smiles, her black hair catching in the breeze.
Hell hath no fury.
My heart constricts in my chest. All of a sudden I feel like I'm going to vomit. What on earth have I done? Let one demonic cat girl into your life and suddenly everything starts to fall apart.
Well, bye-bye, Robin. I'll see you again soon.
And with that farewell, which sounds rather more ominous than her lilting tone would give one to suggest, Belle turns on her heels and walks away. I watch as she departs, staring for some reason, her umbrella clenched firmly in her hand. How strange. Where is our daughter, by the way? I was just going to skip over the fact that we didn't see our daughter. Okay, got you. Once more, I can't sleep. Maybe it's because of my encounter with Belle earlier. Maybe it's because she kissed me. I managed to hide my ravaged neck from Sally throughout the day, but the proof of Belle's merciless assault was made more than apparent when I examined my neck in the confines of the bathroom. Belle wasn't joking when she said she was possessive. If her kisses had been any harder, she would have gouged chunks out of my flesh. I wouldn't have bruises to worry about, but gaping holes. The kisses combined with my own circular cycling thoughts made it impossible to sleep. I would be legit terrified if this was me. Right now. Because I definitely think she is the yandere. Definitely think now she is. Definitely think she's still our daughter though, and yandere, which is awesome. Our daughter wants to kill us possibly. Lovely. But there we go. I can't stop thinking about her. Are we developing Stockholm Syndrome? Are we? Oh, we're back home. Hell hath no fury, she told me, a small smile on her face. Sally said much the same thing. I think Sally meant it in a playful jest, but I can't be too sure about Belle. Knowing her, she could have been serious. Belle did say some cultures refer to her kind as demons. Maybe she really is. Well, she was right about one thing. This has gone on for long enough. I need to find out what she wants. Not just for my sake, but for Sally and Millie too. I love them too much to let this continue. I'm going out. That's why I find myself walking to the bridge where Belle and I first met. Oh my god, we're confronting her. Is this the finale we're going to here? Oh my. It's a dark night and it's cold too. Though thankfully it isn't raining like last time. Maybe the dark storms clouds up above have already expended themselves over Whitby. Slicking the cobblestone road so unsuspecting pedestrians will fall and tumble to the ground like dominoes. That shopping trolley is still lying in the middle of the river. Hello, shopping trolley. It's probably a Tesco one. Undisturbed, like the carcass of a hippo. It looks strangely majestic under the light of the moon. A monument. A landmark. A pagan palace. A worship... Palace. Jesus Christ me. I shiver. My fingers wrap tightly around the route-iron railings of the bridge. I don't know if I'm shivering from the adrenaline, the cold, or my own anxiety. Maybe it's all three. We humans are complicated creatures. The bruises dotted across my neck still hurt. I keep prodding them, even though I know I shouldn't. I can't help it. Maybe we humans aren't that complicated after all. She's here. Oh, we're going there.
Hello there, stranger. The moon is beautiful tonight, isn't it?
Belle? She's walking toward me, her dark hair fluttering in the breeze. She isn't wearing the black coat she donned earlier today, and neither is she in her ridiculous school uniform. Instead, she's wearing the little black dress she wore during our first meeting. I don't know why. Maybe it's symbolic. No clue. That black dress made her skin look whiter than ever. Her slender arms are still at her side like bundles of sticks or bleached bones. She must have approached me silently, so silently while I was lost in thought, busy prodding at those bruises she left behind. Her footsteps are silent even now, like those of a cat. She doesn't make any noise, not even as the not even as the wind plays through her hair or tugs at her skirt. Hello.
I'm so happy, Robin.
She comes to a halt, standing before me. I can hear the beating of her heart even though we're not touching, separated by just a hair's breadth. I can't debate the finer points of Belle's existence now. I have too much proof. Before today, perhaps I could have convinced myself Belle was nothing more than an illusion. A delusion. But now I know. The bruises on my neck, Belle's lip against my skin, the beating of her heart make any such protestations sound silly. She really is real, and this is not a dream. Even if I pinch my arm, I'm not going to wake up. I've fallen too far for that.
I'm so happy that you came back to me. For some reason I knew you'd be waiting. I'm glad I had faith in you.
She blinks up at me from underneath her long, sooty eyelashes, a smile on her face.
Well, I can be very persuasive.
She reaches forward, the tips of her white fingers brushing against one of the ugly bruises on my neck. I flinch back shivering. That seems like a threat. Her hands are cold like ice, and her touch chills me. You know, Belle, I was wondering something. About that umbrella you had today. But Belle places one finger against my lips, silencing me. Her touch so icy it draws my breath out of my lungs.
Let's go. I'm going to take you somewhere.
Where? I'm stuttering. I can't help it. I can't say anything to her. I can't fight against her. She was right. I already belonged to her. Captivated. Mesmerized. All it took was one glance from her bright green eyes and I was under her spell. She might have taken the form of a black cat, but she's no familiar. Wake up me. She would make a more than adequate witch.
Oh, don't look so worried. I'm not gonna do anything bad.
No? I hate myself for feeling this, but I'm almost disappointed. Almost. What the hell has this girl done to me?
No, it's not anything that you don't want.
Belle? She doesn't listen to my feeble protests. I don't blame her. It's not like I've made a very intelligent case for myself during these past 5 minutes or so. She takes hold of my hand. Her fingers entwine with mine and turns to leave. I follow her for want of knowing what else to do. Her willing captive. Okay, I thought there was a grammar problem there, but there wasn't. She leads me across the bridge and I walk behind her, our footsteps merging into one single noise. She can go anywhere, and in my current state I would follow her, right to the bottom of the lake or to the very ends of the earth. I'm enthralled, much like the rats that followed the Pied Piper of Hamelin to their untimely deaths. That's a hell of a comparison, damn. The park?
And we're here.
I blinked, looking around. I was so lost in my own thoughts, slow and syrupy, that I completely forgot to pay attention to my surroundings. It's the park. I went here with Belle before, when she ate that stupid ice cream. Her eyes half-lidded and her lips pursed. The playground equipment looks eerie under the moonlight, the paint flaking. The rusted old swings creak back and forth by the wind. There are no other people. We're the only ones there. Of course we are. It's 1 in the morning. What kind of parent would let their children go out at such an hour? I'm not the best father, but I'd never permit Melly to do something like this. Melly. She's got to be Melly. There's nothing else she could be. I wonder how she is. Is she tucked up in her bed, fast asleep? Maybe not. Joan Fowler said that she was something of an insomniac. That's why she seems to muddle through life, her head hanging, dark bugs underneath her eyes. It hurts knowing your one and only child might be suffering and being unable to do anything about it, incapable of helping. Maybe that's why I started avoiding her. Maybe that's why I stopped talking to her. Why am I yawning? I've had plenty of water and food. Maybe that's why I stopped talking to her. Looking into her eyes filled me with a vague misery I could not understand. Hurt. It made me feel like a failure. I wanted to help her, but I didn't know what to do. In the end, I made it even worse. I really am a bad person. If I wasn't, would I be allowing Belle to drag me around the park past midnight? This is no fairy story. This isn't romantic. I'm just an unfaithful husband, a distant father who's trying to abandon all responsibility. It must have been easy for Belle to dig her claws into me. I walked into her embrace with open arms. We're kissing her now of our own volition.
Robin, I really do love you.
Why?
Because you're letting me. Because from the moment we met, you decided to open your heart to me.
Can't deny it, it's true. I made this game of cat and mouse rather easy, didn't I? I didn't put up even the slightest bit of resistance. Belle's hands grip mine tight. She looks up at me with those large emerald green eyes, a small smile tugging at the corners of her lips.
I already told you, Robin. You're all mine. I'm not going to let you go away now. I'm gonna let you get away now.
And with that, she gets on the tips of her toes. She might be a demon, but she's still too short to reach my lips unaided, and presses her mouth against mine. The kiss is hard, forceful, and demanding. I gasp in surprise. Belle uses this to her advantage. She slips her tongue in my mouth and wraps her arms around me, holding my body against hers. For such a short girl, she really is strong. I don't know where she stores it all, honestly, especially when her arms are so skinny. I break away from the kiss, breathing heavily. I can hear my heart hammering in my chest. Blood rushes to my cheeks. It's a cold night, but I can feel myself blushing. A strand of saliva connects her open lips, shimmering under the moonlight. It looks indecent. I turn my head, severing with this slight gesture. I shouldn't be doing this. I shouldn't let myself get carried away. That's what she wants. I'm sure of it, but I don't understand. What do you want from me?
I already told you. Weren't you listening? I want everything.
Why?
Isn't it obvious?
It's because you love me, right?
That's right. I love you more than anybody ever has done, Robin, and anybody ever will.
But I still don't understand. Something's gonna seriously hit the fan soon. I can vaguely wrap my head around why Arabella Waite might be interested in me, as Sally has chided me in the past. I really am too nice to her, especially considering my deep lack of feeling towards her. I try to avoid talking with her when I can. She's engaged me in discussions about her drawn about divorce more times than I can count. But I've complimented her on her appearance a few times in the past. I can't help it, she's a very pretty woman, and let her cry into my chest at Costa last weekend probably didn't help. I don't understand why Belle likes me so much. It's true that I tried to save her, but the fact remains that I didn't do a damn thing. Unless you want to count nearly drowning. I wonder if she likes that in a man, being pathetic and helpless. I'm certainly not offering much resistance against her onslaught right now. Maybe it's because, despite my protests, I don't want to. I don't know what I want. It's all so confusing. My head is starting to hurt. There are far too many things to keep track of. Too many things to feel guilty about. It would be easy to forget and just focus on sensations to none too soft sucking against my swollen lower lip. But how can I?
Belle,
I don't think you should be doing this.
I can do what I want.
At the very least, I shouldn't be doing this. I mean, I'm married.
But you don't love her.
Well,
You don't love her like you love me.
how can I possibly love you? I've only known you for a few days.
Maybe, but that can all change. I want it to.
Well,
Shh, I'm not a fan of all this talk. Humans all talk too much. Why do you have to try and rationalize every little thing? Just enjoy it.
come on, fight back, Robin, please. Please fight back. Belle presses her lips against mine once more. Please, Robin, for the sake of it, fight back. I feel lightheaded. It's hard to breathe. I think I'm going to pass out. It's a cold night and Belle's touch is frigid, but her lips are so warm. I'm melting. Belle guides me to a secluded corner of the park, overcast by trees. The moonlight makes her skin shine milky white. Belle leans forward, pressing her lips against the hollow shell of my ear. Her breath glides across my skin. Her fingers are trailing down my chest toward my crotch. Jesus, damn! We're in danger here. Come on, fight back, for God's sake, Robin, please. Insistent, needy. I don't want this. I don't think I do, but... she squeezes hard. Oh, she squeezes hard. I gasp.
You like this, right? You like me, don't you?
I don't know what to say. What can I say? Even if I refute her, the way my body is reacting should make it obvious enough. Oh no. Okay. Oh, censoring here. I did not expect to be censoring today. I know there was a warning, but there's a Yuusha lewd on the screen now. You're very welcome. Oh dear. Oh no. Oh dear. Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear, oh dear. She's a lot tighter than I thought she would be. I don't know why I expected otherwise, given her body is that of a teenage girl. But the way she talks easily makes one forget her claims of being Marie Antoinette and all. I wonder if Marie Antoinette ever gasped like this as she was penetrated. Her head tipped back, eyes rolled into... Oh no! Should I skip this? Should I skip this? Oh no! I am conflicted to whether I should skip this or not. Oh no! Oh my, this is lewd. Then I pause, realising that is actually quite a weird thing to think of during an intimate moment like this. I thought that you've done this before. But Belle winces, her eyes are squeezed shut. I see tears beading from the corners of her eyes.
I have.
Then why are you so... The classy words! I did not expect this! For God's sake! Belle's inside squeezed around my erection, engulfing me in sharp sensation. She's so tight it's almost painful. This is on Steam as well! How did this get through? She's so tight it's almost painful. I had to siphon my moans with the back of my hand. What the hell am I doing? Sleeping with her is bad enough, but we're doing it outside? This is a new level of depravity I never thought I'd sink to. Forget not paying for ice cream Sundays. This is the kind of shit that you can't really bounce back from. I might have to age restrict this one, I think. Maybe it would look a little better if it weren't a primary school teacher. There's this kind of image most people have of primary school teachers. Music teachers especially, and I can't imagine having sex with young girls. It's one of them. Belle moves in my lap. Just slightly, my whole body is instantly seized with a sharp shock. I twitch, shoulders trembling, and bite down on my hand. Oh, fuck. I didn't really want to. I didn't really want to sleep with Belle, but I don't think I did anyway. It wasn't high on my to-do list. believe this is even happening. Jesus Christ. Oh my goodness. I hope you're enjoying the Yuusha allude if I haven't removed this. She was the one who instigated it, not me. She was the one that stroked my erection, though, through my trousers. The one who disposed of her underwear. The one who lowered her shaking, pale white body onto me. But I can't deny it feels good. The moans I'm making, escaping unwilling from my lips, are proof enough of that. Belle's body is warm, sticky with her own clear fluids. That isn't the only thing. She's bleeding. She's a virgin. When she pushed my erection deep inside her body, I felt resistance. Then something tearing. Something that can't be fixed. Though she isn't bleeding that much, it's still startling. The milky white insides of her tight thighs are splashing with bright red crimson. Jesus Christ. I have a feeling that something even worse is a concern here, if I'm right. I have multiple concerns. It almost looks like something from a horror movie. The flowered maiden. Oh god. Belle, you're a virgin?
Only this body. Guys like virgins, right? They're like fucking pure girls, so they can take their innocence away, so they can own them.
Oh yeah, if there is a lead in front, I am trying to read the text as best as I can. You probably can't see it for a reason. Oh my goodness me. How am I gonna edit around this? Oh my god. You really think that?
Of course I think that. I know it.
How?
I can tell by how hard your hands are.
Oh, for fuck's sake.
Hard inside me.
I gasped. Well, I did say sexual content warning at the beginning, but I didn't think it would be to this extent. Belle exploits the situation. She dips her head, pressing her lips against mine in a heated kiss. Her tongue tangles with mine. The sensation of her kiss is mingled with the shifting of her live body on my lap. Makes my head swim. I slide even deeper into her body when she shifts until there is a single inch separating the two of us. I don't just feel close to her, it's almost as though we're merging together, becoming one and the same. My erection is buried inside her body and her fingers are entwined with mine, our tongues coiled together. Belle draws away and brings her lips against my ear, whispering under her breath. Oh, for God's sake.
It's okay, you don't need to hold back. But I was waiting for this moment. I was waiting for so long. I want you to enjoy yourself.
But I don't want to hurt you.
Don't you think it's a little too late for that?
I turn my head away with my own face burning red. I know flat is justice, but damn. That really wasn't my fault. You were so insistent.
You try going for 30 years without sleeping with anyone and see how insistent you get.
That's a fair point, I guess.
I already told you I don't mind, so just do it. Come inside me, fill me up. I want to become one with you.
What am I reading?
I've waited for this for so long, so long.
Belle,
I love you. I love you so much.
Oh, God. Okay, here we go. Belle looks at me, her emerald eyes large for the first time. I notice a certain vulnerability to her tone. Her voice quavers as she does, her tiny body perched on my lap. She's so light even when she's pressing down against me like this, almost like a feather. Her collarbone juts out alarmingly underneath her white skin. Her exposed breasts are so small and her arms and legs are so slender. Is the picture moving up or is that just me? It's almost like she's made of air. I want to take care of her. I want to protect her. I want to love her. I want to fulfill her wish just so long as it'll make her happy. She must have been so lonely these past 30 years, trapped inside her skull with nobody to talk to. I can't even fathom what kind of isolation must do to a person. He forgot why he even went out there. No wonder Belle's been so desperate, almost hungry for my affection. I don't know if I blame her. I suppose it's nice being needed like this. Being wanted. I haven't felt wanted in such a long time. Well, I understand.
You do?
She blinks at me, dispelling a few stray tears. They trickle down her cheeks, catching in the moonlight so they shimmer. Not entirely, but I gasp again as Belle grinds against my... Oh, for God's sake! She leans forward and catches my lips with her own, stifling my moans with her mouth. If there's going to be more, I might have to remove this scene. Jesus God! I just mean, I'm glad that you love me, and I love you too. It's too much for me. I can't hold on anymore. Squeezes around me and I moan, burying my head against the crook of her neck. She wraps her arms around me, cradling me to her close, safe as though, in her own way, she's trying to protect me. Perhaps that wasn't what she wanted to do this whole time, but I was too suspicious of her motives to realise. But she holds me against her chest as I come deep inside. There we go. God damn it. Again and again. I must have been holding that in for a long while. When was the last time I slept with Sally? I can't quite remember. I don't want to remember. I don't want to think about Sally right now. And we're still here. God damn it. Let me at least have mercy with the editing. I don't edit. Belle, I love you.
I love you too, Robin.
I love you. Fuck, I can hardly think at all. Drowning in a wave of feeling. Belle's fingers are against my back, her body around mine. I hold her tightly. I can feel her trembling as though she's falling apart in my arms. How many different lewd senses am I going to have? I won't let go of her. I told myself I wouldn't want to protect her. I told myself I wouldn't. I want to protect her. Dude, you failed. I run my fingers across her skin, the white spots that cloud my vision slowly fading, my orgasm receding. Wait, what? Her skin is so soft, so smooth, so white like the insides of a conch shell. She really is beautiful, especially underneath the moonlight. Even the parts of her body that are slightly less perfect. Even the scar that runs from the small of her back to the bottom of her spine. It's a long line of puckered skin that would almost be invisible to the naked eye, but I can feel it beneath the tips of my roving fingers. It's strange, actually, that she should have such a scar. It's nostalgic. It takes me back. I remember dimly, with the part of my brain that isn't currently occupied with tactile sensations, something that happened to Melly when she... It is Melly! Oh no! No! This is screwed up, dude! Oh no! I was right! I was right! She was out on a roller skates when it happened. She must have stumbled and lost her balance. I think she landed awkwardly. She sprained her leg and got a few nasty bruises, but that wasn't the worst of her injuries. Somehow when she fell, she sustained a deep wound. It was a cut that extended from a small part of her back, all the way down to the bottom of her spine. Realise, dude. Belle looks at me, her head tilted to one side. Her hair is a little messy and her face is flushed, but her lips are curved in a triumphant smile. When are we going to be done with the CG, please? I know how to smile. I thought I did from the very moment I met her. I knew something looked familiar. Painfully familiar, in fact, but I didn't guess. I couldn't tell. How could I, when Belle's eyes were so wide, so big, so unmistakably green? She doesn't have green eyes. She has brown eyes like a woodland deer. Brown eyes like mine. But though a few details here and there are slightly, subtly different in the rest of her face. That nose, the chin, those lips. He's realised he's doing his own daughter. Oh, his daughter is a yandere for him. All of a sudden incredibly horrifyingly clear. It's as if, after much fumbling, I finally adjusted the focus on the magnifying glass. I've definitely seen this face before. I've seen it more times than I could ever count.
What is it, Robin? Did you realise something?
Realise isn't a strong enough word. I just had a revelation. It's already too late. Melly, you... Oh my god, I... She's still sitting in the lap, her underwear cast aside somewhere. Her thighs are splattered in her own blood and my I'm gonna have to age restrict this video. This video is age restricted. For a reason, rapidly cooling in the cold breeze. And I'm not erect anymore, but I'm still inside her. Our bodies linked in the most intimate manner possible. But I didn't know. I swear I didn't know. If I'd known, I would never have... Fuck! Oh, fuck! Melly! You're Melly! Belle doesn't refute my words. I wish she would. By God, I wish she would. She only giggles that familiar little giggle of hers and shifts slightly on my lap. Stop with the CG!
It took you long enough to figure out, dummy.
Oh, I didn't want to be right. I didn't want to be right. Oh no, that was worse than I expected it would have gone.
You know, vomiting right after you've made love to a girl is kind of rude. I'm feeling pretty unappreciated here.
I don't have anything to say. English was never my strong point, and the words have all gone. I sit that day staring at Melly. Belle, I don't know. I have no idea what this girl is and who this girl is anymore. She looks so much like Melly, but has none of her mannerisms. She shares every single one of her scars, her birthmarks, even her bitten fingernails, but doesn't have a stammered speech, her hanging head and crippling social anxiety. Who is this? What's going on? What on earth are you?
I already told you, silly. I'm a spirit.
Belle grins smugly, like a cat who's just caught a mouse. But she isn't Belle. Melly. My Melly, my only daughter, my little girl. What did you do? What did you do to my daughter?
Oh, so this is my fault, is it? I think the real question is, what did you do to her, Robin?
Fuck.
Yeah, there was a lot of that. I still feel...
Oh, for God's sake. This is not the time for this. I am mentally disturbed. In more ways than one.
Yeah, there was a lot of that. I can still feel it. Kind of sore now.
Feel the bile rising back to my throat. If I already vomited on whatever I'd eaten over the last 24 hours. I guess not. My throat burns. My mouth tastes foul. Despite being sick, I can still remember the feeling of those kisses against my lips. Her mouth was warm. I'm ashamed to admit it, but it felt good. Oh God. Oh God, oh God.
You probably worked this out already, but...
Belle turns, her skirt fluttering around her thighs. She holds her hands behind her back in a deceptively demure way, a sweet little smile playing across her face.
I was kind of lying to you before when I said this human form was all my own. It wasn't entirely original after all. I had to cut a few corners here and there, you see.
So you stole my daughter's...
More or less.
Unless she says she's taken her daughter's... He's taken... Hold on. If that's the case, then what's happened with Melly? If this is actually Belle, who's in the physical appearance of Melly, where the fuck is Melly? She says, accompanying her words with a casual shrug, more or less, as though it doesn't matter, as though it's not a big deal. Fuck.
I was too weak to assume a human form on my own. I used to be able to do that back in the good old days, but a few things went kind of wrong.
Oh, God, excuse me.
I'm not the most popular of spirits out there, you see. I got into one or two fights. I lost most of my powers. From that moment on, I couldn't really do anything more than low-level possession.
Oh no. So she's possessed right now? Oh no. Oh fuck. This is worse than I thought it would have been.
I had to attach my conscience to some kind of living creature or I'd die. That's when I decided why not cats. Cats were easier for me to possess than humans back then. And anyway, I like cats. Who doesn't like cats? They're so regal. It's no wonder the Egyptians revered them as gods. They come and go as they please and do whatever they want, so a cat. When I went through a few cats actually, they don't live all that long, so I had to keep swapping. It was kind of fun for the first 10 years or so, but after that, interior really takes its toll on you. Inertia. Nobody talks to cats, and if they do, they don't expect an answer. Since cats can't talk, I couldn't exactly respond either. My vocal cords weren't cut out for it. I felt like I was going insane. Maybe I did. I know I already told you this, but I think I really would have lost my mind if you hadn't tried to save me back then. It gave me reason to keep going, to keep living. That was when I decided to get my hands. Not that I had any hands, or on a human's body as quickly as possible.
Why did you choose my Melly?
Well, why did I? I wonder.
It's because she's half of him. Belle smiles through Melly's mouth, distorting it into a coy little grin that makes my stomach turn.
There are a few reasons. I won't bore you by giving too technical an explanation, so I try to gloss over them. Firstly, she lived close to you. I decided you were the one who saved me. I wanted to stick by your side and thank you for your help. I don't like being in debt to other people, you know. Secondly, she was depressed. Depressed people are always easier to possess since they put up less of a fight. I guess they don't value their lives all that much.
Oh no.
Poor Melody was so conflicted and she hated herself so very much. Having a father with such high expectations didn't help. She was living from day to day because she had to. She was not a real human being but a shadow. She was only doing what society demanded. Even so, she was miserable and hated her life. She wanted out of it, but she was too afraid to commit and kill her.
Oh wow, we are going through heavy shit right now. Hello, this is definitely age restricted. Oh man.
Right after what happened last time. I must have seemed like an angel to her when I made my presence known. I think she was quite happy about it. I took the baton, so to speak, and let her bow out of her own life for a short while. I was just picking up the slack, so I didn't think I was doing anything wrong, not really. Not until I began to approach you. Melly started to realize something was up then. She tried to fight back, but I don't think she'll be voicing her complaints any longer.
Oh no! What? What do you mean?
After what happened, who on earth would ever want to face reality ever again? Who could live in a world where they were raped by their own...
Oh no!
By their own father?
I didn't know.
You might not have done, but Melly did. She was being a real pain. I just ignored her though. I mean, why should I have to stop because she didn't like it? It made me feel good.
So, what are you saying? You mean Melly,
She's gone. I don't think she'll be coming back, so...
She bloody took away our daughter's spirit. Holy God! Evidently pleased with herself and stretches her arms high above her head. Her joints click, the bones sliding against one another, so I wasn't wrong.
I guess that means this body really is all mine. I've finally managed to become a real human girl.
But you... Why? You said I tried to save you. I nearly died because of you. And you repaid me by killing my only daughter.
No, don't be so melodramatic. I was trying to be nice.
What?
I didn't have to introduce myself to you. I could have possessed Melly slowly without you being any the wiser. It would have made this a lot easier, actually, and you never would have suspected a thing. I changed my mind now. I thought it would be dishonest, and I wasn't lying when I said I loved you, Robin. I really didn't want to see you again, and I didn't want to do it. I didn't want to do it as your daughter. I had no choice but to speak to you through her body, but I wanted you to see me for who I really am.
So you killed my daughter? Oh no! Oh no!
I wanted to be me. I've only acted the way I have out of love. You just can't understand it because you're a human.
She's definitely under me. I am very freaked out.
You humans can't live as long as we do, so you might never be able to understand, but I really did want to make you happy.
What do you mean? How do you think doing that would make me happy?
I was doing you a favor, wasn't I?
A favor?
Yes, I mean, you don't love your daughter, do you?
isn't true. I love her. I love her a lot. She's my Melody.
But you haven't had a proper conversation with her in years. Melody told me, you told me, you're like strangers.
Maybe we didn't speak to one another that much, but...
You can try and argue however you want, but this doesn't change the facts. You can't have loved her, or you would have realized who I was straight away.
Oh wow, that's messed up. Oh, I bite down on my lower lip, my face blanching. She's right. How can I call myself Melody's father? When I never realised this whole time Belle was interacting with me through her body.
She was a disappointment. You wanted a daughter, but Melody wasn't the daughter you wanted. She was tone deaf, clumsy, and so very, very shy. Just like the ugly duckling from the fairy tale.
Oh, wow.
I helped turn her into a beautiful swan. You said it yourself. You think I'm beautiful, don't you?
No, stop, please. Belle leans forward and takes hold of my face between her ice-cold hands. I only notice now the significance of her poor, shorn fingernails bitten down to the quick through years upon years of stress, anxiety, and constant worries. Those fingernails chewed and mangled like the surface of an alien planet don't belong to her. They aren't Belle's fingernails. The fingernails are of a monarch, Marie Antoinette. They're Melody's. Belle's whole body belongs to Melody. Every single one of Melly's memories, her thoughts and feelings are engraved into Belle's skin, like Egyptian hieroglyphics in the side of a rock. But I couldn't read any of those signs. I never even bothered to try. Is that because I don't love my daughter? Did I ever love her? This whole time, was I deluding myself?
You should thank me, Robin. Melody should too. I was able to turn your disappointment of a daughter into somebody you can be proud of. Somebody you can love, and you do love me. You told me yourself. I wasn't lying either. I love you too, Robin. I love you so, so much. More than Melody ever did. I don't understand what you're so upset about. It's too late to develop a guilty conscience.
Oh, wow. Oh, God.
I love you and you love me. And isn't that enough? I think it is. I've never been happier than I am right now. I want you to be happy too.
Jesus! Oh my God, that's it! Emihime, Jesus! I know that the twist wasn't that difficult to figure out, but on a morals, like more of a moral sort of point of view, that... Whew, God! That's quite morally messed up. But I actually might have to age restrict this video for that one little clip. If I can't censor it anyway, because by God, that was something. And if there's a bit here, I'm going to be even more upset. Oh, man. I mean, it's not that I didn't expect the ending. I mean, I kind of thought it would build up to something with her being the daughter, but the fact that she completely overtook her daughter actually was a bigger shock than I was expecting. So I'm slightly taken aback by it. It caught me well off guard. To an extent. And of course I have to censor here too. Thank you. Thank you, Emihime, for making it over there at least. God damn it. But yeah. Oh. We're still going? Just a minute. Oh my. Hold on a second. That wasn't it. That wasn't it. Hold on a minute. Hold on. Screw it. I'm going to finish this now. Because we're right near the end, obviously. I don't think I slept a single wink last night. I tossed and turned, rumpling the duvet about me, and so Sally moaned and mumbled at me to knock it off. Because her feet were getting cold, but I didn't fall into the land of dreams. Even if I managed it, I doubt I would have had any dreams. More like nightmares. pale limbs long and slender. Have I got a sense of this again? Sooty black hair. It's the same as Robin's as well. Bright green eyes. Belle. Or is it Melody? Did any of that really happen? I don't know. Thoughts waltz around my head, but my body is slow and sluggish to process them. I can't keep up with the rapid movements of my mind. My head is filled with too many thoughts. The neural pathways inside my brain congested, but I'm so exhausted, it's all I can do to keep my eyes open. My eyelids feel heavy, as though weighted down by lead. When the cheerful chirping of the birds greets me around 6 AM, I want nothing more than to smother myself with the pillow. They've never sounded more shrill or insistent, not even on days when I have to wake up early and go to work. It's cold outside, but the air feels too hot and stiffy in the bed. Maybe it's because of Sally. Her body is soft and warm, filled with blood vessels and slowly digesting pork pie. That's what we had on our picnic yesterday in Whitby. We had to eat it in the car, given the torrential rain. I ate, my throat convulsing while my neck was marked with Belle's insistent, fervent kisses. I hear Sally rising from the bed at around 7:30. She yawns as I stretches and begins her daily routine, divesting herself of her white, almost childlike nightgown and finishing her favourite blue jeans from the wardrobe. Sally is one of those strange people who, after taking off her clothes at the end of the day, hangs them back up in the wardrobe. She doesn't scatter garments over the floor, and tuts at me whenever I do it. That is a bit different. Don't even think about it, mister. That's what she says. I listen to Sally getting dressed, hiding from humanity beneath the blankets. She's quiet, perhaps for my benefit. Maybe she thinks I'm still asleep. She doesn't want to inconvenience me. Is it because she loves me? But that makes it even worse. It would be easier if she hated me. If she finds out what happened yesterday, she really would hate me. Not that she would believe it. It's unimaginable. I don't know if I believe it myself. Oh, for God's sake, here we go again, censoring. But I still can remember the slick, wet sensation of Belle's. Oh, for God's sake. I can remember how the walls of her vagina squeezed my erection. I can remember how she made me come in white fluid that spattered the pale insides of her thighs. It's far too detailed to be a mere wet dream, and much too disturbing. I haven't had a wet dream since I was a teenager. My self-control isn't that bad. I curl up on myself like a cat in a basket, trying to catch at least a few minutes of sleep. But it isn't to be. How can I sleep in this state? In any event, it's far too bright. Sunshine filters in through a crack in the curtains. The birds are still chirping. Don't they have anything better to do? Probably not. They are birds, after all. They'll be expecting too much. I can't sleep. Maybe I'll never be able to sleep again. So I get up. What else can I do? I get up like it's any other day. I dress myself automatically, though my fingers tremble, and pad over the bathroom, brush my teeth, comb my hair, shave my face. The regularity is almost soothing. Almost. There's something sickening about it. Like I'm trying to turn my back on the truth. How can I stand to look at my own reflection in the mirror? How can I? Fuck! I walk downstairs on trembling legs. I have to grip the banister tight. I'm worried one wrong move will make me fall, and I'll end up battered and broken on the floor. That might be preferable to what will happen if anybody finds out about last night. Never mind about Sally. What would the papers say? Primary school teacher rapes own daughter. That would be a bad headline. It doesn't sound great. It sounds terrible. I feel terrible. Wait a second.
Good morning, Dad.
Wait a minute. Dad? I stare, slack-jawed, eyes open. My expression is so exaggerated, I probably look like a cartoon character. When I turn the familiar handle of the kitchen door, now rendered unfamiliar after the events of last night, I never expected to encounter this. Melody is sitting at the kitchen table. My Melody. My daughter, Melody Hawkins. It's her. It's undeniably her. Her long black hair falls about her bare shoulders, and a small smile flits across her lips. Her eyes are brown. Her eyes have always been brown. It is true she bears a striking resemblance to Belle, but they have the same skinny limbs, the same slight stature, even the same bit of fingernails, but there are a few key differences so intrinsic between the pair they can't possibly be the same. They can't. Melody has Sally's nose and lips, but my eyes. That's because she's my little girl. My little girl who hasn't come down to eat breakfast with me in so long I can't even remember. Months, maybe a whole year? Not since Sally and I found her in the bathroom, curled up inside the tub. Her eyes were open, but just barely, and her chest rose and fell so subtly she could have been a corpse. She was so cold, limp and lifeless, I almost thought she was a corpse. Melody tried to kill herself 1 year ago. Sally and I called an ambulance. We went to the hospital with her. Sally was crying. I was too surprised to do anything much other than swear under my breath. My knuckles clenched together. I probably looked like I was going to hit somebody. The doctors pumped her stomach. She was sick for a few weeks and had to take some time off school, but she was fine in the end. It was right as rain, one of the nurses said, a smiley woman with caramel-coloured hair. I liked that nurse a lot. She made my awkward trips to the hospital more bearable. Melody certainly never made an effort. She just sat in a hospital bed silently like a statue, never saying a word. She seemed more interested in staring at the wall than my face. It was almost like I had wronged her, which was ridiculous. She was the one who tried to kill herself. But maybe she was tired of making an effort. Sometimes when it comes to these sort of events, it can be for attention. Sometimes people want to be looked at, noticed, or feel like they're not getting any attention. They feel like they're invisible, so they try and make themselves visible by doing something drastic. Maybe that's why she did it. Maybe she didn't know what to do after, or maybe she did actually intend to end her life. I'm not sure. I am really not sure. Until it became too much. She wanted to kill herself, and I never even realised. After that, she became something of a recluse. She was always hiding away in her room. She never came down for breakfast. She walked herself to school. She graced us with her presence at the dinner table for 5 or 6 minutes per evening. That is when she bothered to come down at all. Even then she never lifted her head, never looked at my face. Can it really be? After all this time? Is she really back? Melody?
Hey, Dad.
Melody tips her head to one side. The sunlight shines in through the window, catching her hair so it glistens. For once, she isn't wearing one of those awful oversized hoodies she favours. She's dressed in something soft and feminine that actually flatters her figure, and it's displaying a bit of skin too. I always knew she could look cute if she tried. She just stopped trying.
I know I've worried you a little this last year, and I really am sorry. I was going through a hard time, but Mom spoke to me yesterday after we got back from the trip. She said that you were trying really hard and made me think about something.
So was the mother. I was right.
I thought maybe I didn't appreciate everything you did for me. And I know I can be kind of difficult. I don't think it'll make everything better. And it might be a little hard, but for what it's worth,
She glances up at me beneath her eyelashes shyly, so demure it almost takes my breath away. She's far more beautiful than I ever dared to imagine. She became so beautiful in such a short space of time, and I missed it. I never noticed because I didn't pay attention.
I'm sorry.
It's fine, Melly. I mean, I coughed. Obviously, things aren't fine. I don't know if they'll be fine for a while, and it would be delusional to say that they are, but...
Robin?
Sally rests a hand on my shoulder. She gives me a warning look.
You're saying too much again.
Yes. Sorry. Melody laughs. She actually laughs. In a light, gentle sound, soft and musical like a chiming bell. Bell.
And what do you think of Melody's new dress? It's pretty, isn't it?
Oh yes, I was just about to say it looks familiar. Disturbingly so. Didn't I see that dress last night?
I took Millie out shopping a few weeks ago. She's been wearing nothing but sweaters and hoodies lately, and well, though she's never bothered with her appearance too much, she is a girl. I thought she might appreciate some new clothes. If you're in a rut, changing your wardrobe can help. It's rather simple, but human brains aren't overly complex. Sometimes you just need to change the pace. You're right, Mom. I feel a lot better now. I knew you would. You just had to trust me.
Wait, so did you pick this dress, Sally?
Mm-hmm. I thought it was cute, and it was on sale.
Isn't it a bit revealing?
Oh, don't be silly. Melody is a teenager. She's old enough to show a little bit of skin. She's not a little girl anymore. I was a little embarrassed to wear it at first. I don't usually dress like this, but Mom was so insistent. And since she paid for it, I thought I might as well. And I was right.
Sally smiles proudly, one hand on her hip.
You look lovely, Melly. All the boys will be after you if you go out like this. Well, I don't know if I want that. It might be a bit much. Let's take it one step at a time. You don't need to be going to cocktail parties just yet. Well, I'm not old enough to drink. And I don't think Dad would appreciate it if I started dating. You just have to get used to it. It's healthy to have 1 or 2 boyfriends at your age.
Hold on a minute. 2. Hold on a second.
I don't think you've had nearly enough life experience. That's what Joan Fowler says. She's right about it. You spent too long locked up inside your room. Well, I still feel a little self-conscious. But if it will make you two happy, I can try to make an effort. That's really all we're asking, Millie, my dear. I'm so happy you've been feeling better. I really have, and it's all thanks to you two. Because you never stopped supporting me, no matter what. Of course, we're your parents, Millie. I know, but over the past few weeks, I think you've done more for me than parents ever would. I know it might have been difficult at times, but it's not possible to rewrite the past. But we can try to start afresh.
Yeah, that's Belle. I'm sorry, but that's Belle. I know it's Belle. There's no point beating around the bush, it's Belle.
We can start over. Oh, Millie, do you really mean that? Yeah, I do. I really do. I love you, Mom, and...
Alright, that sounds sinister now. Melody looks at me in askance, her hair spilling over her shoulders. Dark black against white ivory, just like the keys of a piano.
I really do love you.
Oh...
Dad?
Oh no. Yep. Ah, that was it. That was the end. Oh my. I've got to say, that was... Oh wow. It even changes the picture when you're done. That's actually pretty cool. But unfortunately, that is actually the end now. Actually, let me have a look at the extras quick. That actually is the end of the game. I'm not going to go to the art gallery because that means I'll have to do more censoring. Let's have a look at the notes. And this is by Ibi Hime, I believe. Inspiration was Nekopara. Nekopara was your biggest inspiration. Well, it's a good thing I played Nekopara, alright? And the fact that you've taken such a twist when it comes to the catgirl sort of genre to make such a dark theme was pretty impressive. The names represents desire for her to be musically inclined, but she continually gets referred to as diminutive nickname in the story, Millie, because she was unable to fill those expectations. And Sally Pally, Sal or Sally Pally, it took some inspiration from romantic poet Coleridge, who's nicknamed his wife Sally Pally. I thought I heard that from somewhere. I did not recognise where that's from. Hawks are... Okay, so Robin Hawkins. It's a protagonist in Treasure Island. The last name is actually Hawkins in Treasure Island. I need to play I know that one. And then there's the main female character, Belle. Also, Belle is a musical sound which ties to a recurring motive of music. That makes sense. I actually I don't know what to say. That has been quite the interesting journey, and I'm very annoyed it turned out the way that it did. Like, I was able to predict exactly what was going to happen, almost exactly what was going to happen at the very end. But it was still enjoyable, and I hope you guys enjoy me on this journey with Sweetest Monster. So thank you guys so much for watching. I hope you guys enjoyed. Leave a like if you did, subscribe if you want any more from me, and I shall see you in the next video. So guys, I will indeed see you next time. So much censoring.